Hello everyone and welcome to Footy Hour. My name is Bache and today we are going to talk about the Kenyan Premier League, that is the SportPesa Premier League. Alongside me are Ken Andrew and Karobia Baba. How are you my guys?
You're fine. I'm very fine.
Salamieni watu.
Great week. Yes. Lovely. How about you, Bache?
I'm fine, thanks for asking. And straight into the topic of discussion today, we are going to talk about Gor Mahia. Gor Mahia has managed to win the title for a record 18th time, and this time winning it for the third consecutive time. This means they are going to keep the SportPesa Premier League title for good.
And that is very amazing by God. They've won like the last 5 league titles, and this is the third.
This is the third they've won consecutively.
Wow, that's really amazing.
And also, something to know: this is the first time Gor are winning it for the third time consecutively. They first did it in the 83, 84, 85 season. They came and did it again the 2014, 15, 16 season, and then they're doing it again the 17, 18, 19 season. That's quite impressive.
They're setting very high standards on Kenyan football. I don't think they'll ever be replicated. I believe this Gor team is the greatest in the Premier League.
None whatsoever compares to Gor.
No questions about that.
And after these amazing performances, you're just left wondering, what is Gor Mahia doing right that other teams are not doing right? Karobia, what do you think Gor Mahia is doing right that other teams are not implementing in their squad?
I think the most important thing for a team to be able to be this successful is their squad, because it's the players who come out to the pitch and deliver performances. And Gor Mahia has had a very good squad this season, and not in addition to that, not only a good squad, they also have squad depth, which is very important because they have had continental assignments. They have the top 8. They have the league, and for a team to be able to be successful on all these fronts, they need a good squad there.
So like, I believe also like playing on these 5 fronts, it's not easy for Gor, and also I believe the wisdom of the manager, is very key during that time on who to pick. He knows that these players can play in this competition, and it makes the right decisions often. And they have proven to be right always. Hassan Oktay has made great decisions in regards to which squad is going to play in his team selection, especially during the group stages of the CAF Confederations Cup. He made very good choices.
And in regards to squad depth that Karobia is talking about, you know, Gor Mahia has been participating in the Champions League, in the Confederations Cup, they're participating in the local tournament and the SportPesa Super Cup, and then now you are left to wonder, how come they manage? Another thing they've been doing right is the scouting department. Look at the likes of Kip Kirui. Look at the likes of Tuisenge. Look at the likes of from ages ago Muguna, from Serenkuma. Not only are they getting it right on the field,
they seem to get the best players,
players who can offer quality on the field. And by quality we mean banging in goals, creating assists, and just being a good
management of the club itself is playing a very huge role in getting this good, not only players but great coaches, and at the same time the players. Because you look at, for example, when they get Dylan Kerr, okay, he did it, he left a great legacy, but then again they brought in Hassan Oktay, who has replicated Gor's success, and that's really amazing what the people at Gor Mahia are doing, getting these great coaches and great players on a spin always. It's really amazing. Their scouting is
when Dylan Kerr left, we were all left wondering, will Gor Mahia be able to be the team that it was? And they brought in Hassan Oktay, and he's done a brilliant job. He's won the league, he's done well in the CAF Confederations Cup, he reached the quarterfinals, which is impressive because they have been failing at the group stage.
So that's a good thing. Ken Andrew?
For me, I will also say the international experience of Gor Mahia. For example, you find that Gor Mahia, they always, for the past 2 seasons, they've played in the preliminary rounds of the CAF Champions League, and they've played in the group stages and quarterfinals this season of the CAF Confederations Cup. I believe it's the only club in Kenya in recent times that has done that. So you find that their players gain a lot of experience in these continental fronts, which when they bring to the local front, it becomes like a different class, a different viewpoint that other teams don't have. Other teams can't play like this. They're used to playing like these clubs. They played big clubs in Africa. They played Zamalek, they played Harambee Stars, and when they come back here,
they played Everton.
They even played Everton in UK. So like those international experiences, they do a lot for the players, and also not only as a club, but also when you look at their players, individual players, the international cups. I believe like majority of Gor players are starters for their national team.
Yeah,
And many
certainly.
of them, they always start for their national team. For example, you have Joash, Kahata, they play for Harambee Stars. They are always in the first 11 for Sebastian Migne in the Harambee Stars. So I believe the international experience has
been
played
very critical
yeah,
to
it's
help
very
them achieve
critical.
their
And
success.
also their financial prowess. Gor Mahia has a lot of money.
Cannot be matched.
Yeah, can't be much. They've gained a lot from CAF for their continental journeys. They've gained a lot from KPL and also sportpesa, their sponsors, yeah, and also like their fundraisers. Gor Mahia has a lot of financial power. They can outbid any club in
Any
Kenya.
club.
They can pay their players the huge amounts of salary we see they are getting.
Gor
They
Mahia
have-
wants you, Gor Mahia gets
Gor
you.
Mahia
Mahia
gets
wants you, Gor
They
Mahia
have the
gets you.
money to get any player from any team in Kenya, and I believe that also plays a huge role in this, because in recent times you've seen money in football is very, very important.
Money equates success, right?
Money equates success.
And another thing I might be thinking, have these guys mastered the art of winning? Because look, from 2013 they had Zdravko Lugarosic,
Yeah.
they had Zimaria, they had Dylan Kerr, they had Hassan Oktay, but one thing that has been happening, Gor Mahia have kept on winning. So have they mastered the art of winning? Whether it's the coach, whether it's different players, they keep on winning year in, year out. They keep on retaining the titles, beating their opponents aimlessly without even seeming to care. So, and in a statement by their chairman, Ambrose Rachieri, confirmed that they have mastered the art of winning, which other teams have not
Been
done
struggling
so.
to get.
Yes, because you keep on seeing every now and then, regardless of the players they have, regardless of the coaches they have, they keep on winning. So probably they've mastered the art of winning, and that is just one thing they are good at.
That's immense, and that's very
And I believe
commendable.
their dominance will still continue.
For a long time.
This dynasty, this Gor Mahia team will take a long time to break down.
Yes.
Even after they lose players, they usually get better.
They
Thanks
gain
to their
better
scouting.
players,
Thanks to their scouting.
Yeah,
department.
I believe Gor will be at the top for.
and they're able
few
to
more years.
incorporate those players, because you know you can be getting new players every time, you can be losing players, but if you're not able to incorporate
Yes.
those new players into the team,
Yeah.
and to continue the same mentality, to
Get the
continue
style
winning,
of football to be the
yes.
same.
Yeah, that's true. Something to add, probably.
I think I can also add about their fan base. We know in football we are told that fans are the 12th man.
12th man.
Gor
Very
Mahia
important.
undoubtedly have the best fans in the country.
Yes.
They have fans who are able to go with the team, may it be in Mombasa, in
We've
Machakos.
even seen fans traveling up to North Africa.
Yes, to go and support
Gor.
the team.
That's really amazing.
We can say Gor Mahia fans are like the Liverpool of Kenya.
Yes, they are the Anfield of Kenyan football.
Yeah,
They are
because
Bang
you know
on
the
their
Borussia
anthem.
Dortmund wall.
yeah, you must imagine what it is like facing Gor Mahia
Yes.
with their fans chanting
fans
at the back of
chanting
them,
them.
motivating them, pressuring them to
When
keep
you are a
playing.
player
at you.
and there's a whole segment chanting
Morale,
your name,
get
Yeah.
morale
gives you
boost.
morale.
You have to play well.
While you, the opponents, have
And also
no
it also intimidates the other teams,
Yeah, yeah.
because you're
Get
playing
the ball,
against
you're
such
good
a...
off it.
Yes.
Like, you can't play football. I believe that's super amazing. The Gor Mahia fan base, super amazing.
So probably those are the things that Gor Mahia is getting right. And just to look at some of their statistics from this season, they are the highest scoring team with 55 goals. At the same time, they are the lowest conceding team with only 22 goals.
They have
What
had
a
a very
tight
main defense.
What a
How can a team be the highest scoring team and also at the same time be the lowest conceding
Shows
team?
just how they are dominating virtually
From
They're
all
every
sorts.
scoring
aspect of
everything.
Best
They are
defense.
scoring goals, defending goals, just
They have
doing
a very
everything.
good midfield. Like the whole team is just wow.
It's just
Gor Mahia is
wonderful.
super great.
And
All of
next
them.
to the highest scoring team was Sofapaka with 48 goals.
48.
And looking at the second lowest conceding team is Bandari
Bandari.
with 28 goals.
Yes.
So it just shows you the difference in
There's a gap
goals
in-
scored and the difference in that helps them win the league and retain the league. Right now they are 8 points ahead, you know. And some of the standout players in Gor Mahia, the likes of Kahata, Tuisenge, Shakava, players who are performing extremely well in the field.
Yes.
What do you have to say about these
For
players?
example, we look at Francis Kahata. He's been at the top of Kenyan football for quite a while. He's-
Wanyambura.
Yeah,
He's
as
the-
the goal
they call him as the goal.
Wanyambura.
Yeah.
Francis Kahata is a very good left-footed player who can play at the number 10 or from the left. He knows how to cut in, he knows how to drive, he has a very good shot on him. He's a very good set-piece taker.
Yeah,
And
the
he has very
delivery
good
from
vision.
Kahata.
Yeah, his delivery is usually on point.
Yes.
And he has played a major role in Gor's recent dominance because he's a key player in the 11.
Yeah.
He's a senior player in the changing room. And that's really amazing what Kahata has done, not only for Gor but also for Kenya.
Yeah.
You can remember that.
Cannot forget that Kahata free kick in
You know, I'm seated
brilliant.
here and I'm
Nigeria.
trying to think, is there even any player you can compare to Kahata?
In
In
Kenyan
the Premier
football,
League?
I believe
Moment,
no.
he's
In the
the best creative player.
The best creative player is Francis Kahata, no doubt, hands down.
hands
A
down.
very good left.
Apart from Kahata, we can also look at Jacques Tuisenge.
Yeah.
Tuisenge has very good hold-up play. When the ball is sent out towards him, he knows how to bring his teammates into play.
Yeah.
Tuisenge can hit a pass. Tuisenge knows how to cross. Tuisenge knows how to head. Tuisenge knows where the ball
Still on
is.
the header, he scored a header, brilliant header against Everton
Yeah,
in Tanzania.
Yeah, in Tanzania, 2017.
So we can say Tuisenge is an all-rounded striker.
He's an all-round striker. He's a very good striker. And if rumors are correct, Gor stand to lose him in the coming transfer window. But
Yeah,
let's wait and see.
I heard he might go
Which
to
is very
Angola.
sad. Yeah, to Petro Athletic. I think they've bid 15 million Kenya shillings
A lot of money.
for Tuisenge. Yes, and also that shows the continuing improving of standards in Kenya.
Yeah, 15 million is a lot.
If we have a player
Considering he
who's
was-
been signed for 15 million,
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Considering he was only signed for 4 million, I can remember that deal.
Value has increased.
so
That's
his
very
his
good.
value has
There have been some other standout players like Kip Kirui,
Yes,
who has performed
the-
really well.
Yeah, the rookie from Zukericho.
Yeah, Zukericho.
We didn't know about Kip Kirui until this season, and he's emerged as Gor's top scorer in
Yeah,
the league
with 9 goals.
9 goals, and Tuisenge I
Crucial
think
play in the
also
11.
7. And he's played very well. He scored in the continental games. The other day we saw him score 2 against the FC Leopards in Kenya's biggest game.
He was supposed to score a
Derby.
hat-trick, but unfortunately.
Yes, it hit the bar and Tuisenge scored with a header.
Yeah.
He's been, another player who has been immense for Gor is their captain.
Yeah.
Harambee
Certainly, Shakava.
He's been a rock at the center of defense. He's always the man organizing them. God has missed him when he was not played, like in the CAF Confederations game when he was suspended.
Yeah.
And God conceded 2 goals from corners, which with Shakava, with his organization in the center of defense, I don't think they should have considered.
Yeah, I believe Shakava is a great leader. Whenever you see Shakava on the pitch, he's always talking to the guys next to him. Mostly you have Josh and Philemon. Shakava is always commanding them.
Yeah.
Shakava
Backing
always
instructions
Yeah,
to them.
he's sending out instructions to the whole pitch. He's vocal, and his voice is very important for the Gor backline because it makes them tight. And another thing, they have a very consistent backline goal. They don't go switching up the defense.
Yeah.
And that's really
That's
amazing
important.
actually.
And we could always go on rambling on about how exceptional Gor keep on performing in the local scene. But when it comes to international competitions like the CAF Champions League and the CAF Confederations Cup, they're not replicating this form, and I don't understand why they're not replicating this form. What are your thoughts on that?
This has been very sad because for a team that has been doing as God is doing in the Premier League, they should be doing better in the CAF Confederations Cup and in the Champions League. But one of the problems that has been plaguing them is indiscipline.
Certainly.
Gor Mahia players, sorry to say, have been quite
I
indisciplined.
remember when they went to Morocco, most of their key players, including
Tuisenge,
Tuisenge,
Shakava,
Shakava, Batambuze, were left
yeah.
out because of they were suspended for that game.
Because of accumulation of yellow cards.
Yeah.
Which is very sad because these are their key players.
Yeah.
Gor, without Tuisenge, without Shakava, without Batambuze, we cannot expect them to perform
The same
that
way.
highest level.
Yeah.
And I think another factor is also the loss of their important players.
Yeah.
They lost Medi Kagere. They lost Godfrey
Wasimbi.
They lost their right
Zigimana.
back. What was his name? Karim.
They even lost Dylan Kerr.
Yes, their coach who had gotten them to very high standards.
Yeah.
Very high levels. And another thing I would like to add on is the mismanagement at Gor Mahia. For example, we look at that time they were going to play RS Bakane. It is said that they traveled in 2 groups. And okay, when one group got to like the airport, they slept at the airport.
Yeah.
There was no proper management. There was no proper planning to get these guys where they're supposed to sleep at the right time. And also in terms of mismanagement, you find that Gor players usually riot a lot because of not being paid. I believe that the management at Gor Mahia should look for ways and push for all these players to get their salaries in due time, because that's another thing that always diminishes Gor Mahia's performance. You don't practice, you don't get the best. So once they focus on the mismanagement issues, I believe they'll be great. And apart from mismanagement, if they also had more sponsorship.
Yeah.
We've seen a couple of times Mike Sonko has chipped in for Gor Mahia. That's very nice. That's what you want to see in Kenyan football.
Yeah.
And he's chipped in and he's boosted Gor Mahia to go to their to their continental trips.
Yeah.
He's boosted them when they win. He gives them something. I believe more sponsorship, not only for Gor but in Kenyan football as a general.
For the Kenyan club.
Yeah, and all Kenyan clubs in general will be really amazing. We'll take this league onto another different level.
And you know what? We can keep on talking about Gor Mahia year in, year out because they keep on dominating the sportpesa Premier League.
Yes.
But that is it for Gor Mahia, and up till next time, that's out. So this is going to be the first time in 15 years that Kenya is making it again to the African Cup of Nations, with the last time they were there being in 2004 after the tournament was held in Tunisia. This is also going to be the first time 4 East African countries are representing our region, with Kenya being in there, Tanzania being in there, Uganda being in there, and last but not least, Burundi being in the side. So let us take a step back and watch Kenya's journey to the Afcon. Karobia, please guide us on the steps.
So Kenya started on a very poor note in the qualification matches to the Afcon, because they lost 2-1 to Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone away. And I think at that point we were thinking, this is the same old Kenya where we go to the qualifications and get knocked out. But they picked up with a very important 1-0 win against Ghana.
That was
and
massive.
It was very massive in front of our own fans, and gave us hope going into the other games.
Yeah.
And then after that, I think we scratched out a 0-0 draw with
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia.
Yeah.
At some point during that game, I thought we were going to be battered, because Ethiopia were playing very well. They were playing quite expansive football, and I thought, hey, will we make
going
it?
to be easy.
Yeah, but
They pulled through. They
Yeah,
pulled
but,
through and got the draw.
we won 3-0 against Ethiopia. I think that was Kenya's
That was
best
on the return
turnout.
leg,
Yeah,
I
in
would
the
say.
return leg. That was Kenya's best turnout in a qualification match, because of
Rani was back to the rafters.
I was there. I hope you guys are there.
As a true fan, let me just brag a bit. I went there personally and I got into the stadium through the fences, guys. It is not easy. We were tear gassed, but for the love of the game, we made sure we had to watch Kenya
It was
winning it
amazing
against
to see all
Ethiopia.
these Kenyans come out to the stadium and support.
The stadium was packed because we really needed a win from that game, because after we had realized Sierra Leone is going to be disbanded out of the group stages, so we might have had a chance of qualifying qualifying to the
The
Afcon.
players delivered. They
delivered.
Certainly.
We even had our captain scoring. Wanyama
Yeah,
scored a
penalty.
penalty.
I remember
Yeah,
the performance of Eric Johanna that day.
Yeah.
It was superb. It was very, very immense.
Marcelo also played a very big
Marcelo,
match.
Eric Boma, he played a very
So,
great
and
role.
that 3-0 win, it confirmed our place in
Our place
the
in the
group
group
stages.
Yeah.
Because after that we lost 1-0 away
lost
to
1-0
Ghana, but it was a dead rubber game, because Kenya and Ghana had qualified.
Yeah, we ended up finishing
Yes.
second in the group, which meant
We had
qualification
qualified.
for the tournament.
We
in
also
Egypt.
tried in that game, because I'm going away in West Africa and holding out Ghana until the 84th minute.
Yeah.
A goalkeeping error.
A goalkeeping error. So
Yeah.
that shows that the Kenyan team has been growing in strides as the days go.
So in preparation for the African Cup of Nations that are going to take place later on in June, our able coach Sebastian Min has already called up his 30-man squad, and Kenandru is going to take us through the squad. Kenandru?
So for the goalkeepers, we have Patrick Matasi from St. George's, Ethiopia, Farouk Shikalo, Bandari FC in Kenya, John Oyemba, Kariobangi Sharks in Kenya, Brian Bwire, Kariobangi Sharks in Kenya. For the defenders, we have Philemon Otieno, Gor Mahia, Kenya, Musa Mohamed, Nkana FC in Zambia, Josh Onyango, Gor Mahia in Kenya, Abud Omar, Sepsis Fantu in Romania, David Owino, Zesco United in Zambia, Bernardo Chieng, Vihiga United in Kenya, Brian Mandela, Maritzburg United in South Africa, Eric Ouma, Vasaland IF in Sweden, and Joseph Okumu. In the midfield, we have our captain Victor Mugubi Wanyama, Tottenham Hotspurs in England, Anthony Akumu, Zesco United in Zambia, Eric Johanna, IF Broma in Sweden, Ismail Gonzalez, Las Palmas in Spain, Francis Kahata, Gor Mahia in Kenya, Dennis Odhiambo, Sofapaka in Kenya, Johanna Omolo, Cercle Bruges in Belgium, Christopher Mbamba, Oscar Shams, AIK in Sweden, Wivon Isuza, AFC Leopards in Kenya, and Clifton Miheso, who plays his trade in Portugal.
That's the 30-man squad, right?
For the forwards, sorry.
Okay.
We have Paul Were for AFC Leopards, Ayub Timbe, Beijing Renhe in China, Michael Olunga, Kashiwa Reysol in Japan, Alan Wanga, Kakamega Homeboys, John Avire, Sofapaka, Masud Juma in Libya, and Ovela Ochieng in IF Vasalon in Sweden. And that's the 30-man squad that has been taken, has been chosen to go to the training camp in France as Sebastian Minye picks the best 23 out of that 30.
And guys, you can't fail to agree. There has been outcry from the public about some of the players in that squad, and there are some big players who have missed out on that squad. Yes. Players like Jesse Wayne, players like David Cheche, players like Shakava, who've missed out on the squad. Our very own Kip Kirui has also missed out in the squad.
Yes.
What can you say about such people, such players who are not included in the squad?
I think for me, my big surprise was the missing out of Jesse Were.
Jesse Were,
because Jesse Were has been a phenomenal striker for Zesco United, and he's their all-time top scorer in Zesco.
Just wait a minute.
Yes.
Jesse Were in 2017 had 23 goals for Zesco United.
Yes.
In 2018, he had 18 goals. In 2019, this season, he has 9 goals in the league, has 6 goals in the Champions League. That's 15 goals. And you're afford to miss out, such a player to miss out on the Afcon tournament. How so? How happens? And you have Masoud Juma, who's not been playing for 5 months.
Who's not played competitive football for months.
For 5 months.
Yes.
And you include him in the squad.
That's really wrong, because if we had even, like, for example, Jesse as an option for Olunga, that will be like some quality. You are sure of some quality, because Jesse is prolific.
Yes.
Jesse scores. Jesse is a very good striker. He's a very good, and that's why there has been public outcry amongst the Kenyans, amongst the big stakeholders in football. Why is Jesse not in the squad? We may not know. Maybe he had issues with the management of Harambee Stars, or maybe it's just a big call that Sebastian Minye. Maybe Sebastian Minye sees something in Masoud that we don't. But we just have to wait and see.
Sebastian Minye, in some of his comments, I think I've seen him say he has questioned Jesse Were's performance at the national team.
The national team.
Because he's played 26 games and he has never scored for the national team.
That is true, but going by the numbers we can see for Jesse Were at Zesco United, is that a player you can afford not to include in your squad?
He should have made the squad.
At the expense of Masoud Juma, surely. Ovela Ochieng is also in the squad. But probably Jesse Were, he didn't do quite well. Shakava, what can you say for Shakava?
In defense, I believe Shakava missing out, okay, it is a big issue, but at the same time it's not, because when you look at the Harambee Stars defense, we still have some big quality defenders. Musa is great, and Joshua is good. You have Kalaba. But Shakava should also be given an opportunity in the national team, because the way he leads that Gor Mahia backline, I expect it's the same way he will lead the Harambee Stars backline. So, for example, we have for now we have to keep faith in Musa and Josh as our starting 2 centre backs. I believe they'll get the job done.
But in Ming's defense, we can also say that the defenders he has chosen are pretty good.
Yes,
so we can say Shakava probably next time.
Probably he can maybe pop up later in better squad.
It's great for a squad to have all these options.
To have this kind of options. It's also a good thing for Kenyan football, because if in defense you can have all those defensive options who are playing well, all of them, that's good.
That's a plus for us.
Yes.
What about David Cheche?
For David Cheche, I also believe that there are better players in the squad than him. That's what I see. For in the midfield, you can look at this young guy from Spain, Ismael Gonzalez. I believe Gonzalez is going to be a very great player for Kenya. And we also, apart from Gonzalez, we have our captain himself, Victor Wanyama. And I believe the midfield is okay the way it is. And Cheche also maybe next time.
And Victor Wanyama is just not Victor Wanyama. He is Nairobi's finest.
The Lion of Muturu.
The Lion of
Muturu.
Waingo, as people from there say.
But in the midfield, should we have had Muguna?
Muguna, probably, but let's say he's unlucky not to be called this time.
They are bigger talents.
Another contentious issue is why include 2 goalkeepers from Kariobangi Sharks? Brian Gwire and John Olemba. Why do such
that was a very wrong call, because the Ulinzi Stars goalkeeper Saruni, he's had a very great season for me. I believe he's been better than the 2 Kariobangi Sharks goalkeepers. Who, when you look at where their team is languishing in 11th
position in the league,
and the numbers of goals they're conceding is just not what we expect goalkeepers who are going to represent us at the highest level to be conceding. So I believe there were better options in goalkeeping to him. Okay, maybe taking one would have been okay, but the both of them, even if it's just a provisional squad, I don't side with that. It's wrong.
Most people are saying that the reason as to why there are 2 Kariobangi Sharks goalkeepers in the squad is because of Nick Mwendwa. We all know Nick Mwendwa is also the owner of Kariobangi Sharks.
Sharks.
Might he have had a hand to play in the selection of the squad?
Let's hope not, because the team should be selected on purely merit.
Yeah.
Because like Saruni, I don't see how Saruni missed the squad in place of 2 keepers. And if we look deeper, we can see one of the Kariobangi Sharks keeper costs Kenya under 23.
Yeah, the under 23 champions.
Yeah, when he made a very costly mistake, a howler.
Yeah. I also believe that Nick Mwendwa has done a great work with the Kenyan Federation.
Yeah.
He's brought a lot of changes, he's brought a lot of quality managers. And I also believe that if anyone in those hierarchy positions is going to play like a role in the squad selection of the manager, that's super wrong. The manager should have full autonomy of the squad. He can pick whoever he wants, he can leave out whoever he wants. So seeing these 2 goalkeepers from the same club, it raises a lot of eyebrows. We don't know what exactly happened, but I believe I want to see it as Nick Mwendwa didn't have a hand in it. I want to believe it's fully Minye's decision. So let's just wait and see whether it will work for the best or for the worst.
Let's hope not. And still, Minye is supposed to cut down his squad to 23 that he's supposed to take to Egypt. And we only hope that he's going to give the deserving players a chance to take it to make it to Egypt. And so, the squad selection aside, everything aside, what are your expectations of Kenya in this tournament?
For me, I want Kenya. I believe the squad Kenya has is enough to go past the group stage. I believe they'll get maybe a challenge, a bigger team than the other ones in the group at the quarterfinals. But for me, first of all, as a fan of football, I believe Kenya, Harambee Stars will make it out of the group stage and to the quarterfinals. But as a patriot, as a Kenyan, I want Kenya to win the Afcon.
We all want Kenya to make it to the group, past the group stages. But remember, we have Senegal in our group, we have Algeria in our group, and we have our neighbors Tanzania in our group. Do you think we'll make it past the group stages?
I think we can. With good preparation, our team is going for a camp in France, and they are going to play a couple of friendlies. So I think this year for preparation, I think we got it right, because the squad was called out early. They have enough time to gel. They have enough time to play with each other, to know more about each other. I think we should beat Tanzania.
Yeah.
Then Senegal is a tricky one.
Senegal,
But we should aim to get something from Algeria.
Because we only need a win and a draw.
And a draw.
Yes.
Yeah, a win and a draw should be enough to get us.
Senegal might decide to blow away all those teams.
So
they have the quality.
Yes, we have to beat Tanzania.
We have to beat Tanzania, and we have
and
to get
a result against
Algeria. And for Senegal, it will really be a bonus game.
If you
can win, you'll win. It will be very lucky. Nobody will have seen it. But if you lose, it is expected because of the difference in quality.
So that has been it for Afcon 2019. Until next time, join me, Bache, join Ken Andrew, and join Karobia as we take you to Matters Football.
And remember to push the subscribe button on your screen. Thank you very much.
Peace out.
Woo. Hey, hey. Hey.